Okay, welcome back everybody. Welcome back to the second episode of the ROCK of LEONADIS on the golf club game here with the TheProSpartanGamer. There you can see this mountain range which has been crafted with my very bare hands into a golf course, and it is starting to take shape, let me tell you. We have actually done 12 holes now, I think, so we're getting near it. I don't know how many I'm going to show you on this episode, depends on how well the time goes and stuff, but as you can see it is starting to take shape. We've got these lookout posts everywhere, we've got Leonadis engraved on the top of there, and let me tell you, this granite rock is as hard as a cock. Leonadis's cock was like granite, and this landscape is like granite. Look at all those peaks and troughs and shards coming out of the water. Leonadis has stamped his authority all over this. We've got all these lookout posts scattered around where they protected this land with all their worth when they were the brave 300 Spartans. Anyway, let's crack on to the business at hand, which is hole number 5. We're zooming in on it now. Hole number 5, you've come away from that nice little jetty area of hunt number 4, if you remember, and this is a par 5. 509 yards, so it gives you a chance of perhaps a birdie or an eagle. We've got a few cactuses there, we've got a shelter, we've got a couple maintenance sheds there, and we've got quite a big oasis of palm trees, as you can see here, growing. Do not be fooled to the left, this is quite a hollow wasteland area where the ground has been worn away. You've got a couple bunkers here which are 280 from the tee. So you're looking to drive fairly generous fairway up to the corner here, but this one goes uphill. Then you go on an incline which puts yards on this hole, which makes it a tricky par 5 maybe. So you want to be back here and you're looking for your second shot, excuse me, up past the penis cactus statue, which is the hallmark of this great course, and then you're chipping it up onto this big green. I mean, it is a fair sized green, and you've got generous banks to help protect it around the left there. Got a couple bunkers scattered about. It had a few undulations in the green, but once again where the flag is fairly flat, so it's a chance for a birdie, I would say, on this one. A real good honest chance. And then we climb through this and we drop down to the edge of the cliff here with the river running through here. We've got a nice river running through the ROCK of LEONADIS as well. And the 6th, which is a par 4, 458 yard par 4. Driving is the key on this one. Driving is the key. You need to get your tee shot up and running into a good position. There's quite a few trees growing along this massive incline, this massive cliff to the right. Driving position is not the easiest with all these trees. Couple fairway bunkers, so we're looking, bunkers start here around 200, 209, so if your drive should clear them really and clear these trees as long as the wind is favourable. Could be tricky if you've got a wind blowing off this hill where you're going to put the ball. You're probably going to have to try and put a bit of fade shape on it with the modifier, but you'll be hoping to land roughly in this area here where we are now, and that leaves you with a bit of a blind tee shot down to a sunken green. Really, if you get it up to this bank and let the bank run wild with you, you can drop down to this green, well protected with trees and bunkers. Again, fairly flat in amongst the business end, but a nice little hole all the same. And again, it's a chance for a birdie with that slope, surely. Got a bit of a clubhouse over here, and then we climb up over here, and this is a lovely little hole, this one. This is a 7th. Again, I don't know if this is going to be the signature hole. We got so many on this course, it could be. This is a bit of a risk and reward hole, really. Again, depending on where the wind blows. We've got it down as a par 4, so that's generous. Wind being favourable, there's no reason why you can't make the green. If not, you have got a safety valve in playing down to this lower level here, and there is a bit of a buffer if you get it wrong that will help it sweep back in amongst these trees here, which will leave you about 112 yards from the green. So good wedge. if you're not prepared to go for it, because you have got a very big lake there that you're going to fall foul, and we've built a dry stone wall on the front edge there, which looks rather nice. Balls sometimes do get caught up in there rather than bouncing off, which is a bit of a quandary, a bit of a mystery, but there you are. And then the green, it doesn't look the biggest of greens, and it's quite a weird shape with the bunkers cut in, 4 bunkers. You don't want to be running through under these palm trees. It's quite an undulating green, this one. But again, hopefully it's feeding it into the flag for you as we look out across at some sailing boats and the like here on this fantastically carved. And there's another of the traditional lookout post that Leonadis' brave men would give the battle cry if any Persians come looking for war back in the day. What a course we've got going on here on the desert theme. We're going to trot over here. We're going to show you the 8th. This is a tough one. I think this is going to catch a few people out. Tee shot elevated up. It's a par 5. It's 542 yards. Tee shot is a tough one. These bunkers are cut in there. But it's a par 5, so you could lay up to here. You could lay up down here away from the bunkers and away from the trouble if you wanted at 210 yards. Why not? You've still got 4 more shots to make par. So you could do, if you don't want to attack it that much, you could just lay in there. Look across to the desert wasteland. Really is a barren area over there. And this great Rock of Leonadis with its vegetation and manicured landscapes really do set it off. Really does look the part. The dead trees even look a good part on this desert's theme. And yeah, so there, a drive, if you're prepared to go for it, to clear that is 281 carry. Yes, it'll put you in the box seat and it'll put you in a good chance of getting something out of this hole, but it's a risky drive. You'd have to cut the corner off here of this little tree collection, and you'd have to make sure you're going to stop it in time, because down over there you're in the drink. Anyway, leaves you with a chance of coming in here to a delightful looking green, this one. From here you've got 243 left. Coming in, you're probably going to need to put a bit of draw shape on it maybe. You've got another little oasis of grasses and wall growing nicely here on the left, which looks a real picture. And then you're coming down to another sunken green into this like cove area, really. Look at that. It's been carved in there. Diggers come in, carved it in there. And again, undulation from back to front. And again from the front into the middle, feeding it into the hole, giving you a chance. Obviously you're going to be in trouble if you overhit and run into these bushes. Or if you don't quite get hold of it, there's a couple bunkers waiting to catch your titless ball. So that's the 8th. We're going to plough on and show you the 9th, because we're going along quite nicely here. Doesn't matter if it's 20 minutes long, because I'm sure you're enjoying the delights of the Rock of Leonadis. This will probably be the last hole we'll show you on this video, and it's a par 3 and it's only 142 yards, and what you see is all in front of you. Thing of beauty. Tee shot 142 downhill, so you're probably going to be looking at, I don't know, maybe even a 9 iron, might even be a wedge if the wind is favourable. Come down here, couple shitters. Beware of the big wolf that lurks here, and there he is. Got hairy ass wolf. Let's have a look at him close up. There he is. He wants you for breakfast, Little Red Riding Hood. Ooh, what big teeth you have, Grandma. Get a 12 white and blow his brains all across the course if he causes my clientele any trouble. Let me tell you, he'll be wolf no more, and the skin of the wolf will be up on the clubhouse for all to see. Dead wolf, no bender. Anyway, you walk through here, through this sort of cactus and palm tree little collection area. Lovely little walk. Doobie 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 doo. Through there, through the rocks, and it's all that, and that's it. And then you come to the green. Back end, you can get away with hitting a bit extra club maybe and whacking it in there, but beware you don't go down the back, because it's going to be a difficult shot coming back out of there. Cacti are growing. Couple bunkers, and looking back the other way, what a fine hole that is, the number 9. And that is halfway house on Rock of Leonadis. Now let's play those 5 holes we've just showed you. Pop your eyes back in the socket, because I know they're out. It's eye candy. So here we are. We've had a change of clothes now. We're in our yellow and blue there. Here you can see it on the flyover then. Enjoy it. We've got the oasis of palm trees like we said. Couple cart sheds there. It's offering round. It's a lofted one. This one you've got to work it out. It's going into the mountain range. Look at those views around this fantastic landscape. This is taking some effort, mine, this course, let me tell you. Me and Chucky Boy have been trying to get through and play as many of the other user ones we can. There's nearly 30,000 on the game now. Incredible, really, to think the amount of variety and stuff on this the golf club game. It is pretty special game. We've just hooked that a little bit and we're going to be in trouble because we're going to be in that sand, and we wanted a straight drive there. And that's the last place you want to be, is down the left on this one, because that's what you're left with now. You're in all sorts of trouble. You really didn't want to pull it left. Anywhere but there you'd have been alright. But not there. Not there, said the vicar. Christ. You really didn't want to do that. And now we're up against it and we're thinking what we're going to do to get out of here, really. I'm going to just try, if we can, and flop it over there. Over these trees, hopefully. Yes. Good recovery shot. Is a par 5, so it gives us one. So, really nothing lost there. Going to have a tough shot up over these hills, though. You wouldn't want to be pushing a bloody trolley up over there, let me tell you that. 43. Let's see if this is the right club. It might run on a bit. If we get it 100%, it could be a good one. Yeah, that's perfect. Now hit the downslope and run on. That is feeding in quite nicely. Big old round cactus in the background there. One ball. And again, like I said, the greens are not that bad on this course. We've tried to be a bit favourable with the greens because we know some of the tee shots and approach shots and things like that are a bit tricky. Ooh, that was close. A close shave there. Yeah, get in there. Lovely. And look at that view. Look at that view out across there of the Rock of Leonadis. Thing to behold. So, par and a bad tee shot. So, you've got a chance. Right, this is a 6. This is the one that we said we don't want. If the wind's coming in from the right hand side here, it's going to be a very treacherous tee shot with the river there running down the left and this big cliff on the right hand side. It is going to be tricky. You can't even see the green because it disappears down over there. There you go. Gain a chance to score, though. I think someone will probably rip this course up if they can get hold of it. I think there's a chance you could get a good score if you've got favourable winds. Obviously, if the wind's howling up in the mountain range, it's going to be a tough one. What have we done with that? If we put it in sand again, oh, just about the perfect drive there. Can't get a lot better than that. 267 right in the middle of the flat stuff. It's saying I'm going to take a club off that because it's downhill. Might even take 2 and let it run on, feed on in there. We're going to go slightly there because I think it does feed down to the left slightly. We're going to hopefully hit this pretty true. We've hit it pretty straight as well. Is it the right club? Is a club probably a club too much? And we've turned the greens right down as well. That ball looks like it's floating. That's going to go in the bunker. It is. The ball is floating in the air, look. We've got a floating ball. Which is rather strange. This is a tricky one. This is a real tricky one. Just got to get this started, really. The ball is still floating. And the sand's floating with it now. That's a bit deceiving. Go on then, feed, 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 feed. Poor. Made a hash of this hole after a really good drive. And now we've missed a putt and we're going to come off with a big greasy double bogey. Which we shouldn't have got there, really. Bad bunker shot. got carried away with the magic ball that was floating in the air. Right, what we're going to do on this tricky hole. This is risk and reward. Do we have a splash at it? We're going to have a splash at it for you guys at home, really. But like I say, if you've got a good round going together, you might want to just chip it down there and give yourself a chipper over. But you could be looking for eagle. The eagle has landed. If you can get one over there onto this big green, it's going to be stopping it. It's going to be the problem. Saying free iron is only just enough club. Look at that. Free iron is right on the limit. And yet if you go to free wood, 5 wood, it's going to give it a bit more. Wish you had a choice of clubs, so maybe you could select, you know, perhaps they ought to bring out like a couple hybrid clubs or something, so you could have a 2 hybrid or something, or if you wanted a gap wedge. Wouldn't be bad if you had a choice of what clubs you could put in your bag before each round, really. And you know, you can only carry 14, but you could take the 5 wood out and perhaps put a 1 or 2 iron in, maybe, or a 2 hybrid or something, just to make a bit of variety. Driving out into the desert, if we hit it well, we've hit, see, it's too much on it, or is it not? Yeah, it's in that bunker. We're over there though, so you've got to say you're over there in 1, and you've given yourself, if you can chip over this grassy stuff here, you've given yourself a really good chance of a birdie here. So got to make sure we don't flump this chip shot like we did last time. Get out and let it run down there. Oh, come on, run. The ball's disappeared under the green. When's it going to appear again? We haven't got a Scooby-Doo where that is, and we can't see the ball. I don't know what's going on with this. Maybe just because we're in edit mode, but it's not making it very easy for me to show you what we're doing there. Don't even know where the hole is, but it must have been pretty close. Yeah, well, there you are. We've come away with a par, but real good chance of a birdie on that hole, I think. So we're +2 for those 3 holes. If you remember, we were -1 for the first 4 holes. So at the moment we're +1 after 7, which is pretty fair dinkum, really, as we come up to the 8th here. Another par 5. Look at that. I mean, that is eye candy. That is fantastic, the scenery there. You could be looking at John Wayne in a cowboy film, couldn't you? You really could. Or it could be Marsden, John Marsden from Red Dead Redemption, and Bonnie McFarlane. So yeah, here we are. Lovely hole, this one. It's all about getting that drive in the right position. We did say, in fact, yeah, so we're taking the 3 wood, which is going to put it short of those bunkers, and I think that's the right shot on this one. I don't think you should go with driver. I think it's too risky. If we put it in the bunker, then we're going to look a right prat. And we have. Or no, we haven't, actually. We got lucky there. I thought we were going to look an absolute bell end there. A big fat juicy knob. We're going to put it straight in there. But this is tricky now. I mean, it's telling us 3 wood. We're going to smack it straight into there. We're not going to go with a 3 wood here. And come right down there. We are going to look. We just want to put it in play here. So the 3 iron's going to put it well in play. Up over there. And we're going to add a little bit of extra loft on it. So there is ways round all these shots. You don't have to, you know, there is, none of this is an impossible golf course. There's no point setting up something that's absolutely impossible for people to play. But that's going to feed over there, and hopefully that's going to stop before it goes down there towards the palm tree. Ooh. Don't know if we got a shot now. We are in serious shit here. We're going to have to bend a rua. Well, it's never coming back from there. What about the left hand side? Might be able to bend it round there. Might be possible. Might be possible just to bend around there. Let's see how we get on with this. This is attempting the impossible here. This is a Severiano Ballesteros shot in his day, no doubt about it. We've pulled it off. Oh, unlucky. Unlucky. Real good effort. So we're here for 4, so we're looking like we've got to get up and down here now for a par. It's been a tough old hole, this one. It really has. This is going to catch a few people out, this one. And once again, we've got the disappearing ball. So we've got a power putt. Too bad. Looks like it's just downhill. Go on, get in there, baby doll. Oh, yeah. Saving power putt. Lovely. Popped her in like the vicar to the choir boy as he bent over to pick up the hymn book. He just popped it in. Dirty old vicar. Right, last hole on this episode. And it's the lovely 9th. Look at that big penis statue up in the corner. He's got a good pair of bollocks at Cactus. That's for sure. King of the cactuses, that one. Lovely hole this. Again, is this going to be the signature hole? There's so many that could be on this course. We're really chuffed with the way this course is coming together. I'm not sure what course I'm going to do next. Whether I'm going to have a go at Links or whether I'm going to have a go at Alpine. They are the two options. I've got a few ideas for names. Yeah, so I'm not sure which one I'm going to do next. Hopefully a few of you is going to try out this course, and don't forget also Spartan Springs. Oh, we've undercooked the gas of that. Go on. Oh, left ourselves a tricky little dicky. Had it in nice. Thought the hills behind it might bring it back if we've hit it too hard, or is it going to stay there? Nah, it stayed there, you cocker. Cocker leaky. This one's fairly flat though, this one. Should have a chance of getting this fairly close. Ooh, brush the lips. Really did. And again, we've come away with a 4. Oh dear. Well, we won't go to the 10th. At the moment, we haven't, like I say, we've designed up to hole 12. At the moment it's saying it's a par 73, but we are probably going to make one of those last 1, 2, 3, 4 par 4s a par 3 to make it a par 72. So that's the course. If you're running total, we would be +2 at the moment after the turn, which ain't too bad. I mean, you know, this, you've got to get used to the course. You've got to know where you're going to play it and where you're going to hit it each time. So I'm not that bothered, you know, as long as it's possible to get birdies on each hole, which it is. Yes, you could rack up some big numbers on each hole if you don't play it right, or the drive goes awry or something, or you hit sand or hit a tree, or the wolf gobbles down your ball or something and you've got to chase him all around the mountain range. Yeah, it could be tricky, but anyway, really like this course, really coming together. I mean, my main goal at the end of all this is to come up with a ProSpartanGamer tour of the courses I've made. Obviously, Spartan Springs is already made and people are playing it. Rock of Leonadis, we're probably, I don't know, probably about a week away from publishing this, hopefully, and getting this live. There's lots of other stuff going on, obviously, on my channel with FIFA 15 just coming out. PES demos out, Don Bradman's continuing, and stuff like that. We are going to buy Shadow of Mordor on Friday, but we're not sure what we're going to do with that. Whether we do put, it's not certainly not going to be anything major on the Shadow of Mordor on this channel. It's just going to be maybe a few kills, an odd video just to show off the gameplay, because I'm really excited about that game. Anyway, guys and girls, I've gone on far too long now rabbiting on. I need to shut the fuck up and get out of your lives. Cheers, dudes. See you later. Have a nice night.